When I was in the office, I spent several years really mostly unhappy because it wasn't enough.
Enough
And this
what?
is what I'm looking at now, and I'm realizing now, like, I'm on a hit show, Emmy nominated every year, making lots of money working with like Steve Carell and Jenna Fisher and John Krasinski and these amazing writers and incredible directors like Paul Feig. I'm on one of the great TV shows. People love it.
Right. All-time classic.
And I wasn't enjoying it. I was thinking about, why am I not a movie star? Why am I not the next Jack Black or the next Will Ferrell? And how come I can't have a movie career? And why don't I have this development deal?
That's so honest.
And why don't...
That's so honest. And that's so what everybody, to a degree, in show business is.
Yeah.
Everybody who's not at the absolute tippity-toppity top of that tall ladder called stardom is like, yes. And you're like, wow, you're a terrific actor and you're doing very well. You're not Brad Pitt? Okay, they was only gonna make one of him. But that's very much, and you know, speaking of Succession, I always thought Logan Roy was a great example of the exact person you don't want to be. The person who has so much, and yet they are constantly in a terrible mood and angry about, are we going to be circling for another hour?
Yeah.
Life is going 99% right, and they obsess on the 1% that they can't control and they can't have.
There's a lot of ways out of an emotional situation like that. You can go to some therapeutic tools. You can look to positive psychology. You might say, just common sense, enjoy what you have. That might be your take. For me, there are some spiritual lessons from, like, let's say Buddhism, around realizing that the Buddha said that life is suffering, and the reason that we suffer is we have such attachment to outcomes and to things that we're clutching, that we're grasping, and that if we can release our clutching and our grasping and our attachment, then we can release a lot of the misery of being alive. And when I was on The Office, I was clutching and grasping at, I was making hundreds of thousands, I wanted millions, and I was a TV star, but I wanted to be a movie star. It was never enough. And humans have lived for hundreds of thousands of years, and never enough has helped us as a species.
Yes, it has.
And we've survived because of it. But in the modern world, when we've got our Instacart and our Grubhubs and our stocked bars, we're fine. And this never enough kind of impulse is ripping us apart. It's one of the things ripping us apart. This is part of what Soul Boom is about, is some spiritual tools to help us find greater wholeness and well-being.
Yeah, I get that side of it. There's also the other side of it, which is Buddhism, first of all, was started at a time when life was very painful. So the philosophy of, if I just shut out how I feel about things, then I won't experience pain if I don't attach to anything. That made sense when life was shitty and you were wiping your ass with bark. But it's kind of antiquated now, because, you know, we did get to this place where we can have really cushy lives. Even middle-class people, only the very poor really live in a kind of state, even what they used to call extreme, I guess they still call it extreme poverty, but just in this century, we greatly reduced extreme poverty. You know, people live on like $1 a day.
Sure.
People who are shitting in the street.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking about LA. I mean, like places...
Yeah. Child deaths during childbirth.
Yes, they've made great strides.
Starvation, poverty.
Just a lot of the world lives somebody who was alive even 100 years ago looks like an incredibly cushy life with incredible conveniences, and as soon as we take them in, we take them for granted. And But
Thoreau says the mass of men live lives of quiet desperation, and I think that's true, because I think that whether it's a middle-class life and you're working a job and you're making 60, 70 grand a year and you've got Domino's pizza on the table, like, how many people living that life are truly, like, satisfied and content? Maybe some are. I'm sure some are. And how many people in these Hollywood hills that surround you, I won't give your address. Oh, I want to give it right now. I want it so that they beep it out. I want to do it so bad, but I'm not going to.
Come on.
How many people...
Do the trifecta. Come late. mispronounce my name and give my address.
I was on
Hit
time.
the hat trick, baby.
I was on time, 5:35. I was 5 minutes late.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, I'm gonna kick your ass.
No.
I could kick your ass.
Yeah,
Just admit it.
I'm sure you
I'm
could.
beefier.
You are.
You're willowy. You
Well,
might be gainly, but you're also willowy.
It's funny. I have Chuck Liddell is the guest after you today.
Okay.
So I mean, I was thinking before I came over here. Well, if there's one guy I don't want to get in a fight with, and it turned out to be
And
you.
it's me. Of the people living here in the Hollywood Hills and the people that you know, how many people live lives of grace and contentment with their lot?
Okay, but where did you read that you're promised grace and contentment and pure happiness in life? That's not what life is. Life is a game, and if you win it, you're probably in a minority. And even if you do win it, you don't win it 12 to 1. You win it 7 to 5.
I see why you love the ending of Success.
Hey, thanks for watching the clip. Hit the subscribe button now so you never miss out on our Club Random content that's posted daily.